Right now, as you're watching this, trillions of bacteria in your gut are literally communicating with your brain. They're not just breaking down your lunch, they're actively producing the same chemicals that antidepressants target.
This isn't science fiction. It's the revolutionary discovery that's changing everything we know about mental health.
What if I told you that 90% of your body's serotonin, that happiness chemical, is actually made in your gut, not your brain? Let's dive into the fascinating world of the gut-brain connection. Your gut contains over 500 million neurons. That's more than your entire spinal cord. Scientists call this your second brain, and for good reason. This neural network doesn't just control digestion. It's in constant conversation with your actual brain through a superhighway called the vagus nerve. Think of it as a biological fiber optic cable, transmitting signals back and forth at lightning speed. Here's where it gets interesting. When researchers cut this nerve in laboratory studies, something remarkable happened. The mood-boosting effects of beneficial bacteria, they completely disappeared. This proved that the vagus nerve isn't just important, it's essential for your gut bacteria to influence your mental state. But that's just one communication channel. Your gut bacteria also talk to your brain through your immune system, your hormones, and by directly producing neurotransmitters. It's like having multiple phone lines ensuring the message always gets through. Your gut is literally your second brain. Now here's something that will blow your mind. Your gut bacteria are literally manufacturing antidepressants 24/7. Let's break this down. GABA, your natural anxiety medication. Bacteria like bacteroids and lactobacillus are pumping out GABA, the same calming neurotransmitter that anti-anxiety medications target. These tiny organisms are producing clinically relevant amounts. We're talking millimolar concentrations. Dopamine, your motivation molecule. About 50% of your body's dopamine comes from your gut. Bacillus bacteria are working around the clock to produce this chemical that controls pleasure, motivation, and movement. Serotonin, the mood regulator. Remember when I said 90% comes from your gut? Various E. coli strains and lactobacillus species are either directly making serotonin or triggering your gut cells to produce it. Think about that. You have a living pharmacy in your intestines, producing the exact same chemicals that billion-dollar pharmaceutical companies synthesize in labs. Studies involving over 10,000 people show that when these beneficial bacteria are depleted, especially the ones producing butyrate like Faecalibacterium, depression rates skyrocket. This is causation. But how does gut health actually translate to mental health? The answer: inflammation. Picture this. When your gut barrier becomes compromised, what scientists call leaky gut, it's like having tiny holes in your intestinal wall. Harmful substances leak through, triggering your immune system. Your body responds by releasing inflammatory molecules called cytokines. Three main troublemakers show up consistently in depression. IL-6 directly correlates with depression severity. TNF-alpha, linked to fatigue and brain fog. IL-1 beta impairs your brain's ability to adapt and change. These inflammatory signals travel through your bloodstream straight to your brain, where they activate your brain's immune cells called microglia. Normally protective, these cells go into overdrive, creating a vicious cycle of brain inflammation that maintains depression even after the original trigger is gone. Johns Hopkins researchers proved this isn't just association. Gut irritation directly causes depression and anxiety through these inflammatory pathways. Understanding this mechanism opens entirely new treatment possibilities. Okay, you might be thinking, but does taking probiotics actually work? The evidence is compelling. After analyzing 34 controlled clinical trials, researchers found consistent improvements in depression and anxiety. But here's the key: not all probiotics are created equal. Let me give you specifics. Bifidobacterium longum, taking just 10 billion CFUs daily reduced depression scores within 6 weeks in clinical trials. Multi-strain formulations work even better. One recent study used 900 billion CFUs of an 8-strain combination. Result? Significant depression improvements in just 31 days. The effects are comparable to some antidepressants in certain populations, especially when combined with dietary changes. And unlike medications, the side effects are typically just mild digestive adjustments that resolve within weeks. For mental health benefits, you need 10 to 50 billion CFUs daily, that's significantly higher than what you take for general digestive health. Quality matters. Look for third-party tested products with specific strain identification, but you don't need expensive supplements to support your gut-brain connection. Traditional fermented foods have been doing this job for thousands of years. Yogurt, those lactobacillus strains help regulate your stress response. Studies show 4 to 8 ounces of plain, unsweetened yogurt daily supports stress resilience. Kefir, with over 12 probiotic strains, it's particularly effective for anxiety. Just 100 milliliters daily showed benefits within 2 to 4 weeks in clinical trials. Notice digestive adjustments in 1 to 2 weeks and mood improvements by week 4. The fermented food advantage. A study of 710 people found that those eating fermented foods regularly had significantly lower social anxiety. The effect was strongest in people genetically predisposed to anxiety disorders. But here's what's really exciting: the Mediterranean diet. In the landmark SMILES trial, researchers proved that this eating pattern doesn't just correlate with better mental health, it actually causes depression to improve. People following the Mediterranean diet show 25 to 35% lower depression risk. Why? It combines everything your gut-brain axis needs: prebiotic fibers from vegetables and legumes, anti-inflammatory omega-3s from fish, polyphenol from olive oil, fermented foods like yogurt and cheese. So how do you actually implement this? Here's your practical roadmap. Week 1 to 2. Start simple. Add 1 serving of fermented food daily. Yogurt or kefir is perfect. Include 1 to 2 prebiotic foods like bananas, garlic, or onions. Your microbiome needs time to adjust, so start slow. Week 3 to 4. Level up. Diversify with sauerkraut, kimchi, or miso. Consider a multi-strain probiotic, starting at 10 to 20 billion CFUs. Add more prebiotic-rich foods like artichokes and legumes. Week 5 to 8. Optimize. Assess how you're feeling. Some people benefit from higher probiotic doses. Others find food-based approaches sufficient. Remember, consistency beats perfection. Quality guidelines. Choose probiotics with strain-specific labeling. Look for live and active cultures on fermented foods. Keep fermented products refrigerated. Opt for unsweetened versions when possible. If you're dealing with clinical depression, taking medications, or have persistent digestive issues, work with a healthcare provider who understands nutritional psychiatry. We're standing at the frontier of a mental health revolution. Current research is exploring fecal transplants for major depression, personalized probiotics based on your unique microbiome, targeted interventions for specific mental health conditions. Scientists are discovering that some people with Prevotella-dominant microbiomes respond differently than those with Bacteroides-dominant types. The future of mental health treatment will be personalized, not one size fits all. Your mental health isn't just in your head, it's in your gut. Those trillions of bacteria aren't just along for the ride, they're active participants in your emotional well-being. This doesn't mean throwing away conventional treatments. It means you have additional, scientifically proven tools to support your mental health. Tools that are accessible, natural, and backed by rigorous research. The revolution in mental health care is happening right now. And it starts with understanding that the path to a healthier mind might just run through a healthier gut. Every meal, every probiotic, every fermented food is an opportunity to support your mental well-being from the inside out. The question isn't whether your gut affects your brain, science has proven it does. The question is, what are you going to do with this powerful knowledge? Imagine personalized probiotic prescriptions with AI-matched bacterial strains. Future solutions include home microbiome testing and designer bacteria. Start today, try a fermented food, boost your fiber, and track your mood. Share your gut health journey and join the movement.